If you are shopping for a genuinely thin smartphone today, and I don't mean, a foldable disguised as a slim phone, but I mean a truly thin smartphone, your options are shockingly limited. Not 10, not even 5, and say you remove thin foldables and the 11-year-old Vivo X5 Max from the equation, now you're down to maybe 3 or even 2, if you're shopping for something modern. And in this video, we are again taking a look at one of those rare species in the smartphone ecosystem, Samsung's all-new Galaxy S25 Edge, after 2 weeks, roughly 2 weeks of use, and determining whether this super thin device, along with its obvious battery-related compromises, is just a showcase of engineering, or whether it can actually be a true daily driver, from design to performance to camera system, software, and everything in between. Let's go ahead and break it all down. First off, yes, it can be a daily driver, and no, it definitely cannot be a daily driver. And I know I just threw a curveball at you, but the S25 Edge here has its share of controversy. And regardless of your stance here, I want us to start from the beginning to fully understand. Let's start off with the design, because that's where the S25 Edge really stands out. At just 5.8 millimeters thick, this is the thinnest phone Samsung has ever released, and with a weight of 163 grams, it's noticeably lighter than either the Galaxy S25 and, of course, the S25 Ultra, making it an incredibly pocketable device, right? And also easy to handle with one hand. The flat display, along with the subtle curves on the edges there, and a clean finish, give this phone a premium, and I mean a super premium look and feel. It's solid, very well balanced, and feels great in hand. While it still has Gorilla Glass 3 Victus protection, you may still notice more reflection or smudges depending on your lighting, and also depending on the color that you go for. It's pretty decent in size here. We're looking at a 6.7-inch AMOLED display with Quad HD+. So pretty high resolution, as you would expect, of course, from Samsung. Also, that 120Hz refresh rate is here. The display is just vibrant, sharp, and just fluid. Again, exactly what we've come to expect from Samsung's flagship panels, right? And this is it here. You have HDR10 Plus and 1750 nits of peak brightness, although outdoor visibility could have been much better with an anti-glare coating, which, by the way, it does not feature. Not necessarily a deal breaker, because in the past couple of weeks, my experience has been fantastic, with this phone. But again, like I said, I certainly appreciate the anti-glare coating on my Galaxy S25 Ultra here. But anyways, powering the S25 Edge here is the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy, and this is paired with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of internal storage. Performance has been top-notch so far in day-to-day use, whether you're browsing, multitasking, even editing, or even gaming, with apps launching super quickly, all of that along very smooth animations. I have encountered zero lag so far using this phone over the past couple of weeks. Whether it was heavy tasks or light or moderate, it didn't matter. It just plows through things like there's no tomorrow. Also, you have a vapor chamber here, which is insane at this thickness, right? But since it's an incredibly thin device, in my experience, I found it to run slightly warmer than my Ultra during extended gaming or, pushing through those heavy tasks. Like, it would do it, you get them done, but it gets slightly warm. Still, thermal throttling is well managed and doesn't impact performance so far. So I don't have anything terrible to say about performance. Nothing. And despite that form factor, the S25 Edge includes the full Galaxy AI suite, on-device translation, AI photo, editing, transcription, all of it. The UI here has been just super responsive with excellent usability and tighter integration of third-party platforms. Moving on to cameras here, we have a 200 megapixel primary sensor, the same found on the S25 Ultra. No telephoto lens here though, which is a shame. You do get pretty detailed images with accurate color and excellent dynamic range, but nothing that particularly blows my mind, especially coming from my S25 Ultra here, which was, it's been my main phone since it launched, right? So coming from here, which has that super sharp and consistent 3 times and 5 times telephoto lens, right? The Edge here didn't blow my mind with the picture quality. On the front of the Edge here, you get a 12 megapixel selfie camera, and it does capture clean, natural looking shots. Also, unlike other models in the S25 line, the Edge support 10-bit log video recording, on both the rear and the front cameras, which I'm sure content creators and mobile videographers absolutely love about this phone. But anyways, with that slim design, of course, we were bound to hit some compromises or some trade-offs, and here's where one of the biggest trade-offs lies. The Galaxy S25 Edge here includes a 3,900 milliamp hour battery. This is the smallest of the S25 series. Now that said, in everyday moderate use, it holds up surprisingly well. Personally, I was shocked. It did a lot better than I thought it would. But still, it doesn't have the endurance of the S25 or the Ultra model, especially for power users, right? That's why I started the video by answering yes and no on whether this phone can be a daily driver. Charging here is capped at 25 watt, wired, with no ultra fast options and no reverse wireless charging either. So if you are a light to medium user, you should be fine. But if you spend long hours streaming, gaming, using navigation, you'll want to keep a charger nearby. Now, with all of this said, who is the Galaxy S25 Edge for? Well, if you want a compact, lightweight flagship with, top tier display quality, fast performance, and excellent camera versatility, minus of course the telephoto lens, this actually would be a strong option. If you value AI tools, video-centric features, and future-proof software support, the Edge definitely checks all of those boxes, especially to those of you who work from home and can afford to keep a charger nearby, right? If, however, you are a power user, or let me put it this way, if battery life is your top priority, or you shoot a lot of zoomed in photos and videos, or let's say you want the complete feature set of a flagship, including longer battery endurance, telephoto lens, and higher wattage charging, yeah, then in that case, Samsung has a completely different smartphone called the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra they would like to sell you. Anyways, that's just my take. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Have you used this phone? What are your thoughts on this phone? Let me know in the comments section. Let's get that civil back and forth going. I'm certainly hoping that this was informative. I'm going to catch you in the comment section like I always do. Make sure to like the video, share if you know anyone who will be interested. Make sure to subscribe if you've forgotten to do so. I'm going to catch you in the next video, of course. As always, up until that next video, stay safe out there.